How about a bumper sandwich, booger lips?
One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires. Shut up.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
I don't know what the hell's in there. It's weird and pissed off, whatever it is.
Jason's alive. He killed my friend, now he's coming for me.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
Bastards. Why are you torturing me like this? Why?
Well, I'll tell you. Nobody handles garbage better than we do.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Anna Presley, and welcome to Give Me Back My Horror Movies. We are here tonight with a chilling report of mystery and murder. I'm joined by resident explosions and weapons expert Charlie, who claims to have sold the weapon in discussion and is trying to clear his business name. Charlie, how you doing this evening?
I'm on a lot of lists on the internet, so I'm doing good.
Seems like we're adding you to another one this week.
I think so, yeah. I think
Yeah.
I'm added. Too many watch lists.
Noted. And also joining us is what? An eyewitness? Local beer drinker Pete could have sworn he had a bar conversation with the suspect in question, and also last week had a family member get brutally murdered in a library. Stay away from those places. Pete, how many beers deep are you this evening?
This is number one, and I saw everything.
You saw it all, huh?
Saw it all. I saw they were over there, and then they were over there. I saw everything.
He saw it all, you guys. And last, to fill out the body count of this story, we have two very special guests in the studio tonight. One you're familiar with and one who has never appeared on the show before. Please welcome Dustin and Dustin from the Barren's Hideout podcast.
Woo! Paradise Lost. Found it.
Hell yeah.
Anna, that was amazing.
I cannot even take credit for that because I sent Dustin my script earlier and then he just made it even better. I was like, this is brilliant.
Hell yeah, man.
I had to put something with the P and the library together.
Yeah, it was great. And you could not have popped that top at a more perfect time.
Pete's good at popping tops off.
Littlest of D's. Yeah. Littlest of D's, it's your first time here.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You excited?
I know it's been... Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I know it's something that you've been working on, trying to get me over here. And I'm here. And we're talking about a movie that I really, really love.
Yes! Yay! Yes! So does Big D. I believe he calls it what? Say it with me. His most recommended movie of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to save that for when we get into our histories.
Too late.
I've heard you say it I've heard you say it like 100 times.
But that's the point. Exactly. Like that's the point. You know what I mean? So we're going to dive into it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight we are covering Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, my second and final horror pick for Anna April. Charlie, do you have a trailer for us?
I do.
Yay.
I have trailer.
Will you play trailer?
Good to go. I will play trailer. Trailer play now.
The boy murdered Silas, buried his body in the field, and dragged Molly from the house, hanging her in the farm's apple orchard.
You have no idea how much cardio I have to do. It's ridiculous. There's that whole thing of making it look like you're walking, and everybody else is running their asses off.
Everybody thinks we just wake up one morning and start obsessing about a girl and start stalking her, killing everybody that gets in the way.
That does seem to happen a lot with you guys.
That boy, he's going to be the best yet.
There are 11 exits from the first floor, and another 8 or 9 that might be manageable from the second floor. All the obvious weapons I've sabotaged.
Are you doing
We're not going to have this conversation.
Why? What, you
Get in the van.
You have no idea who you're dealing
So how will this play out? How will this work?
You won't like what you see. I promise you that. I'm so happy.
Make sure you're getting this.
Oh, it's dark enough.
Don't you get it? We're in this now. We're part of his equation.
We're right where he wants us. All of us. What happens to me?
That's a good trailer. I don't even think I've ever watched the trailer for this. I just got introduced to it and watched the movie. This came out in 2006. Let's get into our histories. We'll start with Charlie because I believe he has some information for us about your watch.
I've never seen this movie. This is first time watch for me.
It's so exciting.
To watch it for the first time again. Charlie's feeling a little indifferent, I believe.
Hey,
All
Pete.
right, that's completely
Yes, sir.
fine.
I'm with you, brother.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Did I push Charlie to drink?
You drove him to drink
With Leslie Vernon?
Whoa.
The least shaky cam of found footage movies.
That's
was
pretty
enough.
accurate.
Oh
was
my
enough.
god, dude!
No.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah. So I'll save. Not during the history because I have no history. I had only heard about this movie in passing, and you would every once in a while hear someone mention it. I want to say Spoils covered this in like their first season.
Yeah, that sounds
I think
right.
they did, yeah.
Yeah, and I have zero memory of it, but I know I listened.
And the Ted boys did it too.
Ted did it. So again, like in our group chats with all our horror friends, this gets brought up once in a while. Hell, I didn't even know it was this old. I didn't know it was a 2006 movie. Like, caught me off guard with that. But yeah, let's hear everyone else's histories.
Oh my god! First Ghoulies 2, then Project Metal Beast, and now Leslie Vernon.
I love those first two movies. You got your
getting his
shows
heart
mixed
broke.
up. You got your shows mixed up, son. Okay, those first two should have been here, and then you give this one to them. That's how this should have went. This is your fault, Dustin.
I didn't pick any. I didn't pick this.
It's still your fault.
Oh, okay.
That's from Nate. Nate's channel.
Yeah, that's a thanks, Nate. Yeah.
Yep.
Pete, we'll
You son of a bitch. You
move
son
on
of a
over to
bitch,
you.
Dustin.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, Dustin.
Pete, what's your
Fuck
history
you.
with this?
Fuck you, Dustin.
Missed this entirely in the theaters. I don't know what happened. And then I heard somebody mentioned it a long time ago and said, yeah, it's like it's a kind of a spoof without the humor of a slasher movie. And I went, all right, I'll go watch it. And I was floored. I fell in love immediately. This here's a banger, Anna. Well done. I'm so happy you picked it.
Thanks, Pete. Lil D, what's your history with this?
Oh, this goes way back. When I was living with my mom in Rhode Island, I met a lot of really cool people there, and a lot of people introduced me to more horror. And I had one friend who had a huge collection, and a lot of the movies that I have seen over the years has been because of him. And this is when he was like, "You want to watch something really good?" And he knew that I like that kind of found footage mockumentary type things and slashers. He's like, "You gotta check out this movie." So he gave it to me on his Blu-ray. Actually, it wasn't even a Blu-ray; it was a DVD at the time. He gave it to me. I watched it over and over. Like, he gave it to me for a weekend, and I think I watched it at least 10 times. I was like, "This is great. I love it. I love how kind of campy it is because it's very campy, and also the whole storyline is, I think, amazing, and how they kind of tie things in to all the big four. You know, you got Jason, Michael, like everybody. They're like kind of going over this thing, and yeah, just ever since I saw that, and I hear anybody ever bring that up, I'm like, it's a good movie. And usually people are like, yeah, it really is, except for Charlie.
Oh, no. No, Charlie's the first, first one I've met on the other side of the fence.
I am very interested in what Charlie didn't like about this movie, minus the found footage part, because we kind of heard about that already. Like, I want to know what drove him to fucking.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, Charlie was very quiet in the chat, so I didn't want to. The storm was brewing, and it could have went either way.
Yeah.
But that's my history.
Okay, very nice. Big D, let's hear it. Did you watch this early, or did you come across it?
So this movie came out in 2006, and it came out with two other movies that came out in 2006 that were the trailers for those movies were on each of them, and that is Hatchet and Trick or Treat.
Yes. Okay.
Those three movies, I rented one. Like, Leslie Vernon didn't go to theaters, unfortunately.
Okay. That's why I didn't see it in the theater.
This was one of those where I knew about Hatchet. I was like, fuck, I need to watch that movie. I rented Hatchet from Blockbuster, and on Hatchet, I seen the trailer for Trick or Treat, and I seen the trailer for Behind the Mask. I'm like, I need to see those. Behind the Mask came out. I rented it, and it was because Anchor Bay put these out, so it's like when Starz was putting movies out. So I go as far back as 2006. But this movie comes out of my mouth just as much as me recommending Ghostbusters to anyone.
Damn.
So when I worked at the movie store, people are like, yeah, I really want to get into horror. I don't want anything too scary or nothing. I would skip the Halloweens. I would skip the Friday the 13th, Gremlins, whatever. And I would hand them this movie. I'm like, here are the ins and outs of a horror movie. Watch this, but bring it back because it was a trade-in type of movie place. That way I can keep the ball rolling. But I have been championing this movie since 2006.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. And I will to this day, Charlie.
Say you didn't, you shouldn't. It's fine. It's okay.
Anna, you're up. What is
I'll
your
be
history?
The villain. I'm fine.
You picked it.
I think I probably saw this in late 2008. Maybe 2009, because an ex of mine showed it to me and he really liked it. And he's like, oh, this is just enough camp and it's just enough, And at first I wasn't so sure about it, but Nathan Basil is just so damn charming and so fucking likable.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he's talking about, I got to work out because you got to do that thing where it looks like you're right up on them and everybody else is running their asses off. Like, I just died when that first came on the screen. And I have a lot of really great memories with this. And I too find myself, like, whenever it pops up in conversation, in movie groups or whatever, or I'll scroll past a post or something, I always smile or I'll always reshare it or be like, hell yeah, I love that movie. But yeah, this is one that when I was thinking of my horror picks, I also wanted to pick something because I wanted to bring the Dustins on. And I think we had just talked about Behind the Mask too, because I had rewatched it the same day I rewatched Tomb Raider. I watched Tomb Raider first and then I put this on, and that pretty much solidified the fact that I was going to pick it. But yeah, I really love this movie, and I'm interested to hear, Charlie,
why is the spotlight on me on Anna?
Because you're the odd man out.
The outlier.
And I really thought, I like I've said, I've tried to pick stuff that I felt like everyone would like, and I thought I would have had a winner with this one.
Someone will let you down.
Oh, I learned. This is my rookie year.
Yeah.
My rookie year, I learned.
Someone's gonna just like, Pete, I don't like that. You should like that.
I was on your side all February. I was on your side all February. Okay, I was every fucking movie you picked. I was there, or wasn't I?
Yes, you were.
I was right. I stayed right beside Pete. I would be behind
10 toes down, baby.
Yeah, it was up 10 toes down.
Yeah, but I was there. Okay. So the audience doesn't know, but yeah, we have our group chat with all of us in there, and I feel like I've said it before because it's come up. Nate and I both don't really care for found footage films. That shaky cam kills me every time. I saw it start with this, and I went, okay, maybe it'll stop here in a little bit. And by the time I messaged in the group going, goddamn shaky cams, fucking found footage.
And just so everyone knows, that was only 10 minutes into the movie, Charlie.
Yeah, I was giving it a good
that
run.
was only 10 minutes into the movie.
Sure,
You're like,
10 minutes.
I was giving it a chance to fuck off. Stop. And it didn't. And so I didn't watch the trailer. I did, what Pete said. And I think even Anna had said, just watch it cold or something like that. So I did. I watched it cold. I cannot believe the guy is a killer. I hate saying this because I was saying it before I read some of the reviews. He's a fucking Temu Jim Carrey to me. I just like, good God, I do not like this guy whatsoever. I didn't like. And so the acting in this wasn't selling it for me. It felt very fan made. It felt very independent filmed. And the biggest thing was I figured out the twist in about 20 minutes. And I got a little bit further into the movie because Jackie fucking hates when I call a movie early. It's just,
I don't blame her. I hate that shit too.
ever since Panic Room, and she watched it ahead of me and was raving about it and said, you have to watch this movie. You're going to love it. Oh God, so many twists and turns. And I called every twist out within 10 minutes of the movie starting, and she is furious at me. Like, how do you do this? I don't know. I just see it.
That you go, that guy with cornrows over there is going to be the best comic book villain of all time. I'm putting it in there now.
I'm looking at it, and it was just before they reveal it in the movie. And I had to look at her and I went, so we both know that she's Final Girl, right? And Jackie looks at me. She goes, I knew that about 30 minutes into the movie. I went, good. About the same time I was. She's like, this movie's so predictable. So there's two of us.
That's the point of the movie, though.
Literally.
That's the point of the movie.
No dread whatsoever. The callbacks to the other movies, at first I was like, okay, I like it there. They show Elm Street, Kane Hodder's there. They do all this other stuff. But then they just kept hitting us over the head going, hey, remember Elm Street? Hey, remember Halloween? Hey, remember.
These people were real in this universe.
Yeah. As a viewer of the movie, though, it's like, hey, Michael Myers is a thing. Hey, Jason is a thing. Hey, this guy is Loomis in our world. Yeah,
Anna,
Chucky.
That little bitch.
I just could not get into it. And my biggest gripe, the largest gripe above the found footage, where's the fucking gore in this movie?
No gore, no boobies.
Low budget.
There's a little gore.
There's boobies.
It was very low budget.
Pete, there's like gratuitous fucking chest shot, dude.
There is reverse cowgirl, sir.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Her hair was over her breasts.
There's a part where he undoes her shirt and is playing with them.
When Nathan Basil's going over his plan with the camera crew.
Really, Leslie? Hey, I'm telling the story.
Yeah, I'm telling the story, okay? But Charlie, I understand those gripes, dude. I really do. But the point of this movie is the movie's making fun of the slasher industry itself. Yeah. So it's fair for you to feel the way you're feeling and like how you're perceiving this movie.
I fully got the point. I know what they're doing. And this is meta before meta was a thing that was really prominent in horror movies. You know, it was, I'll give it credit. Once I realized it was 2006, I was a little bit more like, okay, this was way earlier than I expected. We're 7 years removed from, Scream, not Scream, but 7 years removed from the early 2000s. So I was like, okay, I get what you're doing, but I was just like, I guess my question was, why are we doing this? Like, who asked for this type of meta, like, callback into slashers? And I also hated that all of the gore and everything was during his talk through of his plan. And then when it was supposed to happen, there's no gore. There's nothing. They cut the camera away all the time. And I'm just like,
he fucking post hole digs the dude's heart out of his chest,
and he puts it in his
hand. Hands the heart to in his hand, dude. What do you mean?
That was the rubberiest.
I don't care about that.
It was made for under $1 million. Like,
Cool. I
All
have
right.
several movies made under $1 million that have way more gore that's believable.
This was like-
Crabs,
this was
Turbo
also, like-
Kid, stuff like that,
this is definitely indie, like for sure. Especially,
100%.
since it wasn't released in theaters. But this is like indie before indie of current times. So for them to do, I think something like this, and for the writing of it too, I think it's pretty fucking brilliant. I mean, we're coming out of like the 90s where we just had Scream that really like revitalized horror in a way, and in another way, you can kind of look at this one being like this is also like a Scream-esque type movie, but in a whole different kind
I never got that out of it. I kept reading that going, where is Scream?
I did because it's meta. It's a commentary on itself.
Yeah, not just that, but like Nathan Basil is this very handsome fucking guy, just a normal guy. He is. You cannot say he's charming, dude. He is a charming fellow.
He's charming and he's funny.
But
his little soul patch.
The point is, he's a normal dude, just like Stu, just like Billy. They're normal people doing these heinous things. I love the idea of us watching him prep the night because there's a lot of thought going into that. It's like, why do people only jump out of the second story windows?
Yeah, the tropes. I agree with you on that. I
the
like
windows are fucking locked from the inside. You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that I love seeing the inside of that stuff. But I also like when Nathan Basil switch flips, and we see it like 3 times in this movie.
Yeah.
Dude, when they ask if they can go talk to the survivor girl, and they end up at the little diner that she works at, and then they're like, we shouldn't be fucking being here. We shouldn't be talking to her. And then you have Robert Englund pop up. He's like the Ahab, which is cool because I didn't know there was a term for Dr. Loomis's character.
Right. I didn't either.
Me either, dude. Me either.
Other than Ahab Moby Dick that Pete was talking about last night.
Well, that's what Ahab is. It's
a savior
that's exactly
character.
What he is.
Well, I know that now.
Yeah, now.
You know what I mean?
I'm just making sure we all understand that is a Moby Dick reference. Going after the white whale. But Michael Myers was the white whale.
Or it's the good to the evil, the yin to the yang of the movie.
Yeah, I got that. Where they can't have good unless there's evil in the world, because then what is good without evil? And we're doing the world a service. And I was just, I don't know, man. This cannot turn
without the other.
This can't turn into Charlie defending his thing. It's because it's just what it is. I want you guys to sing its praises. I want you guys to sing its praises and why you like it so much, because it's cool. I like bad action movies. Okay, Anna hates Crawl, and I love Crawl. Okay, so we totally are allowed to like and dislike what we.
That's totally fair. It's understandable why you don't like every point you made is understandable why you don't like this movie.
Because I'm not going to sit here and go, I like this movie. And then not say nothing for an hour and a half. I come back with arguments. I come back with points of view. So,
and honestly, that's what makes it an amazing conversation. It's honestly better that we have somebody in this group that's like, yeah, I wasn't feeling it. Because otherwise, we would just be all here like glowing over it, which is not a bad thing.
That's fine. Yeah, you can gush on movies. We do it at March all the damn time. Yeah, March was just bangers.
All February, right? It was just crazy.
It is really cool, Charlie, to hear your perspective, though. To see
and Pete were over there doing the greatest handshake ever. He was Dylan, I was Schwarzenegger, and we're like, yeah, February, brother.
But when Nathan Basil is like. When they go into the diner, they talk to her, and they walk out, and he goes, "You have 30 seconds, or what? We can pretend we've already had this conversation." And she starts talking, goes, "All right, your time's up," and then snatches her and pushes her up against the van. Seeing his humanity drained from him, because he's this lovable character, he's this person that they've wanted to interview and talk to and be around, to the point where they are now fearing for their lives because they've seen the switch flip. Yeah, and I think that's phenomenal. But what I love the most, man, is the probability in this movie. It's like they can set something up, and this can lead to that, and that can lead to this, or nothing. It just depends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It never goes nothing, though, and I think I would have preferred it to at least sometimes go against the plan. She falls directly into his plan for her. Even like, why would you even go to the tool shed after he told you everything he did? You know
Because
what I mean?
It's that trope. It's the final girl trope, just like Sydney talks about in Scream. You know, why aren't you going out the front door? You run up the stairs. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. She's just instinctually doing the same thing without really thinking of it in that moment.
Tried to go out the front door, and
that's true.
They locked it on her, which threw her off. This journalist, this woman, also, they are way too complicit in everything going on until after the first murders. And it's like, wait, I think we fucked up here. Really? Now you think you fucked up?
Well,
I know,
but
it's not a movie. Yeah.
Again, they're living in a world where this is a business. It's like
it's still illegal. It's still illegal.
You know? No, you're not. You're not wrong. But like they treat it like an industry. But to your point, how when she ran into the shed and grabbed the weapon, he's like, "Yeah, I pre-cut all the weapons that are up in the front." Where did she go?
Oh, she went to the back.
Went to the very fucking back of that shed.
But she still went there. I would have been more like, okay, she's flipping the script on him because now she's the final girl, but she knows his rules. So let's fuck with his rules. Let's not go to the tool shed. Let's go somewhere else and find a weapon. Like she goes all the way to the cider house, which to me is the most illogical, ridiculous ending to this movie.
Pete, what is that? That's the womb, the urethra. What did they call it?
The birth canal, basically.
The birth canal, yeah, something like that. Like they had a lot of
the closet. No, the closet was the womb. We got rules.
Yeah,
here. We got rules here. Yeah. If they go in the closet, you can't go get them. Why not? Because there's rules. I'm not a monster, woman. Basically, is what he says.
It's my cock.
Right. And then she goes to the shed to go get an axe, and he's like, now she's using my cock to defend herself. Like, oh boy.
It's also a little bit like it plays into journalists and how far they can take some of this stuff. And this is in 2006. They're just touching on it in a little indie horror movie. Look at where we're at nowadays with the things that reporters will do to get a story. And like Dustin said, this is a business, and this is like a universe where all of these big slashers are already real. So there's a part of her that's curious. So she's using kind of her journalist card as like, my get away with it. Like, okay, I can do this and it's okay. But he is so charming and likable that it does create that doubt in her of like, just like with all serial killers, Ted Bundy was a normal guy and had a family and a girlfriend. Like, nobody ever suspected him of being a serial killer. It's the same.
The quietest, nicest guy. We never would have.
Look, and Lois Lane's been doing it for almost 100 years. Journalists have been screwing around like this for a long time. So
it's how they justify being on
these days. Are different than they were back then. They're just it's the speed of information that gets out is
right. It's like being able, like you don't judge the journalist for being out on the battlefield filming death.
Yeah, the horrors of war.
Right. So there are eyes out there, and I guess I get that, but it's where. And I have a bad habit of this. I'll watch a movie and I'll immediately be like, hey, if you really want to sell it, this is what I would do a little bit different. You just mentioned the fact that, he does this whole thing about his cock, the tools, all this other shit. And I'm laughing at the cock. Use the cock.
Use the cock.
But I was like, if you wanted to drive that home, if you wanted to be ultra meta about it when they're fighting in the cider, she should have grabbed his physical cock to get him off of her and then flip him into the cider thing. She doesn't do that. And I was fully expecting, I was like, okay, we've had all this talk about phallic symbolism. Let's not make it symbolism anymore. That is his weakness right now. Grab it, throw him into the cider press. And they don't do that.
He had the sense to wear a flak jacket into the library of all places. And that's how he survived Loomis's first. Well, I'm just saying he had the foresight to see
foreskin.
Let me finish here.
Extra foreskin.
So he probably was wearing a cup to the just like all sorts of shit can happen while you're murdering children. He probably wore a cup.
And so that would have been that would have been even better.
That would have been funny. She reached up and goes, what are you wearing? A cup? Of course I'm wearing a cup, you dumb blonde.
I
Deleted
prepared for
scene.
everything. It would have been awesome. Also, I carry holy water when I go into a library, so it's still I always go prepared. Anytime
Wait,
I
are
go
you allowed
into
to
a
handle holy water? I didn't know you.
Yes.
You could. Oh wow.
I got a
you have a
license
special
that allow-
exemption or something?
for certain things. Like it doesn't work against vampires, but they're like, oh, you're going to a library? Got you. It's aisle 3. It's right there on the left.
Charlie
Grab
wears
it. You're
garlic necklaces into the library.
But Charlie, to your point about throwing a wrench into his plan and what they would have done, they tried doing it, and he's already worked them into the equation.
Yes,
during it.
he has worked them in, but they are following his rules by doing it.
They run out to their van, and their van was not even talked about during the montage.
No, but it was a vehicle.
There were 2 people in that van.
He says
dead people in that van.
In his planning, he goes, I've already taken care of the vehicles. Yeah. And they're thinking, oh, all of these other people's. In his plan, because it includes them, it is their vehicle as well. They aren't seeing it, but they are following his rules. They immediately run inside. They try to keep everyone into a group, and they immediately disperse. They know what the rules are. They know how to break it, yet somehow they don't. They never figure out how.
Then my boy Todd. He is the one. He goes, no one escapes, Leslie, remember? And he parts from them. Makes Leslie make a decision at that point.
Your rules.
Yes.
And this is where we see the third snap, dude, because, man, when he pulls his mask off, and he's like, do you not remember me? And just the scowl that Leslie Vernon has on his face. And he's just a different person.
So
that one sold me. I like that switch of him at that moment.
Yeah, that was really good.
So
but
good.
But I'll throw this at you. He sacrificed himself, which he's using Leslie's rules against him, which is what I want to see. Where did everyone else fucking go? Into the barn that they've already seen what his plans are.
Wait, we shouldn't go in here. And they go in there anyway.
Yeah, it's called run into the woods, run down the fucking road, run anywhere, but where he has set up a plan.
But you're forgetting it's a horror movie. Like people in horror movies are dumb.
Is this a horror movie? Is this really a horror movie?
Yes, it is actually a play on slasher. Yes, it is.
I know it's a play. I know.
Yeah, but man, go ahead, Anna. Sorry.
Even Scott Wilson he mentions like when right before the night starts and he's seeing them off. She's like, "Do you have any advice for, the victims that might come tonight?" And he's like, "And don't hide because we'll find you." Every time. Like they have still not put themselves into the equation. They still have not realized that they have been a part of this equation the entire time.
Oh yeah.
They're seeing the camaraderie and the kind of friendship they're building, which is why he's saying, it's me, remember
they've
just spent
made
together.
them feel like a family, like when they're doing all that stuff. They're very they feel like they're in the inner circle. And I get it. That's the whole plan. It's just there was a few choices I would have done differently to spin the narrative. Leslie still could have at the end of it still got his way, but there should have been a little bit more thought on, while we're pointing out the tropes, we should also point out that there is a way around it if you think through it.
Don't be dumb.
Because when she comes to that realization and she's like, it's me. I'm the virgin. Obviously it's me. That's when it should have been, fuck, now I need to switch it up. But that's right when she does everything he has set up already. And that's where I was just like, good God. Like even down to, I knew they were going to burn him because he makes a comment that his makeup has a special recipe where he's added a flame retardant into it.
Why didn't he get on fire, damn it?
Yeah, and I
agree with that 100%.
That whole ending also is like he's still alive in that cider press, and you set him on fire. Of course, he's not dead. Like I'm already like, there's not even a remote chance he died. I didn't even need the after credit stinger of him sitting.
That was Kane Hodder playing the guy too.
I read that he's got the wig on and everything.
Kane Hodder was the mortician.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like him at all.
Very thin. Like he was very
yeah, he's
very
tall.
thin.
Well, he's tall, but he looks
tall.
good with that hair. I gotta say.
Yeah, but
there was one part.
Don't make me feel any worse than I already do, Anna.
No, you're beautiful even without hair, Pete.
I know. I'll get the wig. I can do that.
Hit us, little D.
Sorry, little D.
Your thoughts.
There was one part in here that I really loved because I just love how it really showed the comedy. It's when Leslie is going to his mentor, and he's like, "Oh, he's in like a deprivation tank," and he's like, "You didn't tell me that he was in there for 3 days." They dig him out.
What day is it?
It's
and
Tuesday.
then
No, it's
he's
Thursday.
over there cooking and cutting, and they're talking about, "Oh, he's good. It was amazing." And then he's like cutting, and all of a sudden you hear, and they're like, "What the fuck?" You look, that's all fucking diced
I like
up.
Herschel in this.
That shit was great.
Herschel, and I actually liked his character a lot.
Oh, he was great.
He was great.
Kind of
And his wife was a peach. She was.
I did like when he goes, "She is so fucking hot," and then the door opens and
there
she is. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I actually liked the mentor family aspect of it. I like them having them there for dinner, talking. They're all fucking eating sausages and all, but you can't think you're like, that doesn't look like what I bought at Costco or some shit.
Oh, no,
did you make your own? Yeah, that was your own sausage. You're eating human.
They're not clocked in. Yeah, they're an everyday family right now.
They're not clocked in. Yeah.
I this is me though. I would have loved even the camera guy going, "This is damn good sausage. Where do you get it?" It's a family recipe. That's all I would have needed.
Yeah. It's award winning.
Yeah, award winning. Give me some Texas Chainsaw. You know.
But bringing up Scott Wilson's character, and him being a mentor, and he brings up the fact, he goes, "Yeah, man, when I was in the game, it was like you get in, boom, do your hit, get out. There's other people that changed the industry, made it like a curse, like Jay and Fred and Mike, calling them by fucking buddy names."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved it. Love it.
Eugene's character there's been a big rumor for a very long time about who he has been.
I've heard this,
in the horror industry, which I think is so fucking awesome that they're like, yeah, that's Billy from Black Christmas.
And I did not know this fact until we covered Black Christmas on the Barrens during Christmas time. And you said that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's actually brilliant to tie him in that way.
But Eugene says this thing during this whole meeting part. And it's when he's being interviewed and he's talking to Leslie and reporter girl, I can't even remember, Jamie. No, it's Taylor. Taylor, Jamie's the wife. Taylor's like, yeah, so do you have any words for do you have any words for what does she say? Where he goes, do you have any last minute advice for, Leslie? And he's like, and Scott Wilson's like, yeah, you just go in and you got to handle business and do this. And Taylor goes, oh, you mean like when you gruesomely murder these people? And Eugene whips around and goes, no, the business of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit gets me so hyped when I hear that, because again, it's part of this world's, it's an occupation, and the fact that they are this world's boogeymen.
Yeah, they're Monsters Incorporated. They got to capture all the screens.
Pretty much, yeah, dude. But dude, I want to talk a little bit about the Zelda Rupinstein part, man, because
I loved her.
Let's do it.
Don't get her name popped up, and I looked at Jackie and I went, "It's Zelda." She goes, "Who?" Like, Zelda Rupinstein. And she's looking at me. She's looking at me with this blank look, and I went, "Carol Ann," and she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Come to the light, child.
But as soon as Zelda pops up on screen, she goes, "Oh, it's her!" I'm like, "God damn."
Yeah, she can't call her, but she can call the movie 20 minutes into the fucking movie.
Man,
couldn't remember the name of what she was, but it was like, yeah. Love her. Love her.
What Anna is talking about, and Charlie, what you've talked about, I love the idea of, we get the inside scoop. Like, we see the behind the scenes. We see him apply the flame retardant makeup. We see him lay down the bait. But once it, boom, hits cinematic and turns slasher.
I love
is
that.
my
love
favorite
that.
parts of these movies, man, because we get the blueprints and then we watch it play out like we
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
be watching a fucking scary movie.
Right.
And this library scene, dude, when he's fucking bouncing around and scares the shit out of Todd.
That was funny. Just keep it down.
Yeah, literally.
That kind of reminded me of something. Pete, last year you and I covered Late Night with the Devil, and we talked about how
Love that
it
movie.
had that found footage documentary aspect for majority of the movie, and then in the last like 10-15 minutes or whatever, it changes. It goes to movie, and it didn't work in that moment because it took me out at that point, because I was like, we're supposed to be watching a documentary, like why am I watching a movie now?
Well, in the Late Night with the Devil, it was on television. It was a television production, so the material they were using was a higher quality than what these kids were using in this documentary. And
I know.
And I don't. Did anybody watch this on a Blu-ray, like a nice copy of it? The copy
I did.
got, yeah,
Yes.
the copy I got from the library felt like a VHS transfer. It looked.
I rented it, so it was the highest def probably.
Okay, yeah.
Shout Factory put out a 2K of it.
So was the found footage part? Did it look good, or did it look really? Did it look? Because it looked like
I can't answer that.
It looked like VHS recording my copy.
The found footage, yes, it did look, like found footage to me. But then where I was going with that was that when it switches in this movie from the found footage to the slasher, like now we're in the movie and we get to see it play out. It works. It works in this moment. Like I didn't feel like it necessarily works all the time, kind of thing.
Well,
and
so
Late Night with the
maybe-
Devil came to mind when I was thinking of that.
This shifted from a viewpoint to a viewpoint, from a POV to a third person, so to speak. Whereas Late Night with the Devil kind of switched from what was actually happening in front of everybody's eyes to this surreal mind fuck that was going on, that the host was experiencing ethereally.
I still haven't watched,
which might have been too
that
big of
one.
a shift,
Yeah.
so to speak. It was it wasn't a continuation of the story. It was a hard cut into something entirely different than what the movie had already been doing.
I didn't get this moment when it shifts to movie, because they had been doing it throughout the movie. When he was foreshadowing and explaining his plan, it's not the documentary style. It goes movie style. And it actually showed better gore as he was doing things in his description of what is going to happen later, was actually in film style. Then it would go back to document. So when it shifted, I was just like, thank God the found footage part's over. But I had already, they should have kept it found footage the whole way through until it went into movie mode. But that comes back to, I needed to see the carnage during the movie part. The postal kill, fine. That honestly is the goriest. I was even doing Dead Meat. I was getting the kill count, and he even makes a comment. He goes, and honestly, the goriest moment is this part, so it gets the golden chainsaw. And then he even talks about the worst one, which I do agree, which was Zelda's. You don't see anything. It's almost like she had a heart attack.
Yeah.
It's like
he pulls the sickle from her. Or what is it? It's kind of shaped like a banana.
like a banana.
Like a sling blade.
I got potatoes, fried potatoes. I'll take that.
Biscuits with mustard.
But I think when it cuts over to cinematic, it's meaningful. Like the Zelda Rubinstein part, that's when we get Leslie Vernon's, not Leslie Mancuso's, lore dump. Like who this guy is.
Switching the microfiche. That was clever to me. I was like, okay, that I actually like. That he is setting all of these little things, this breadcrumb trail for this girl. I was also confused for a little bit that they key in on another girl at the school and make a big deal out of her seeing
Red
them.
herring.
They make you see the connection that the innocence has with the evil,
being like,
right.
And you see the jump rope girls.
He's like, I'm gonna keep her in mind for later.
And that's kind of how I took it. But there was also the moment that I was like, also, it can be any girl. And I think it was about 10 minutes later where I was like, oh, it's the journalist. It was like, as soon as you took out that I am after this one particular, the school whore, we find out later, which I did laugh at that.
Why does a sexually empowered young lady automatically a whore? Why isn't she?
I have no idea, but they called her that, and that's what I'm saying. I'm only referencing what she's called in the movie.
Means you're not innocent anymore, and you deserve to die.
Well,
There you go. Standard.
By that rule, but I was only referencing what they called her.
Right.
Once they find out.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Yeah, you would if you could.
You would if you could. But this Zelda scene is what I was talking about earlier, man. It's like he lays all this information out. He goes, I can do this, I can do that, we can do this, it can lead to that, or nothing fucking happens. And we lucked out. I feel like we lucked out this time that something did happen. Like this couldn't have been the first time he's tried to do something this elaborate when it comes to laying these breadcrumbs, because she did fall for it. She did find the article that had her face CGI'd. I love that he goes, a lot of shit we do now is CGI.
That was really good. That was a nice wink and nod. Yeah.
Dude,
that's a good point. That's a good point, Dustin. It seems like this is Leslie Vernon's swan song. Like, this is his final chapter, so to speak.
Crescendo,
like,
yeah.
It's this is it, man. I'm either going to be killed, or I'm going to go down as the greatest ever. So it would be very interesting. Maybe not really, but his whole career has built up to this evening. So he's made friends and connections, and he's tried things in the past. And the reason he said, or nothing else could happen, or nothing at all could happen, because it's happened to him before. They don't show up at the house. On
that's how he gets the Ahab. He was in a psychiatric ward for a while. So he's kind of been descending into madness anyway. And he's drawn to this place because they do make it out that Leslie Vernon is not this Leslie. It's Leslie Mancuso. Leslie Vernon is a local urban legend that he's adapted it to himself.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he's embellished on it, and it's gotten out into the zeitgeist of the town. Because I mean, I love Zelda. My God, when she sells the backstory of this,
her delivery
is so good.
God damn it, dude! She tells you that story. You are just sitting there the whole time like this.
She does it in the voice, and it is so
and her
good.
cadence. It's so sweet and menacing at the same time.
Give her a hug.
Where's my cookies at?
I want her to hug me because I'm weird now.
Well, this was her last movie too.
Yeah, this was her final,
that is true.
Yeah,
final movie.
this was
She
her
went on
last
a banger, man.
Yeah, but yeah, like you're saying, Charlie, like there's like this time, like the experience we're experiencing is when the Ahab gets brought in, and he lays out how long he's been dealing with Doc Holland, to the point where he has a restraining order on this person.
Yeah,
but again, that's the whole setup, dude. I love it. It's like, did you not ever wonder why, when you're watching a scary movie and for some reason they find a perfectly working flashlight, but then it starts dying? It's because one of the fucking batteries are already dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or why is it whenever they grab a branch, it always instantly breaks? It's the setup for the night. I love watching him prep. Like he's like a chef. That's exactly what he is. He's fucking putting his final like pizza, hit the crescendo, the swan song. This is his. He even says it. I'll either be dead and hiding or locked up after tonight.
He's crying and everything. It's like an emotional, spiritual, like night for him.
I'm not going to see any of you after tonight.
Right.
This is the Blu-ray I have of it. This is the Blu-ray I have had for almost 20 years.
Damn.
Actually, no. Okay, what I did watch it on was a Blu-ray. That's the exact same one that my friend let me borrow.
Yeah, this was the first press, and then Shout Factory did it. But Pete, you said you watched the physical. I was going to ask this: did anyone else other than me watch it physically?
No, yeah, I watched it physically. It was just a DVD. It wasn't a Blu-ray, and it was pretty rough. But there were some extras on it from the library.
Did you watch the extras?
I did watch the extras.
Okay, I wanted to bring that up.
I didn't get a chance to listen to the commentary, but I did watch the extras, and they were
all right. Before we get into the extras, though, it's time we take a commercial break.
Yeah.
All right.
You're watching the USA Network.
Sharks of the corn? Virus shark? Cocaine shark? Sharktopus? Yeah, those are all real movies. Join me, Steve Coates, as each week I take a comedic look at the bizarre world of sharksploitation cinema on Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast.
In a world filled with bad movies, two men risk it all to bring you a podcast that covers the very worst of cinema.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Join these unlikely heroes as they deep dive into Z-movie classics,
I am Torgo. I take care of the place while the master is away.
cheesy action films,
I will send you to hell. I've been there for 10 years.
badly dubbed Italian horror,
Mother, this cloth smells of death.
right through to modern cinematic catastrophes.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
Dominic Lawton,
Oh, my God!
Can Be Wild.
We have such sights to show you.
Oh, the Bad Movie Cult. Available every 2 weeks wherever you get your podcasts.
Just when you thought you were safe, the terror continues with another chilly tale tonight on USA Network's Saturday Night Bears.
Sorry, Dustin. Our sponsors get upset if we don't drop this.
Hey, it's all good.
We gotta
It's
pay
all
the
good.
bills, man.
Yeah, Eagly needs a salary. I understand.
He's a diva. Yeah.
I'm trying to get that budget built up, boys. I just,
But
has
I
anyone
just wanted
heard
to
from Eagly lately? No, because he's a diva.
He's fine.
Diva.
I stay in
There's
contact with him. I'm his buddy.
Yeah.
He's fine.
there's some tariffs he's trying to say affects him, and I'm like, I don't think that's how it works, Eagly. And he's like, no, there's tariffs.
He's like, believe me, there's tariffs
on everything.
I'm a Canadian bald eagle, damn it.
I think those are gooses. What?
No, those are cobra
He's
chickens.
changing his name.
Get him right.
He's like, no.
Those are cobra chickens. They're different.
It's a cobra chicken.
Oh my God. But I just wanted to bring this up real quick, and then I'll let everybody else talk, since I feel like I've derailed the entire fucking episode.
No. Mm-mm. We got scolded today
Should I
for
laugh in your
talking
face?
through Sisu, so we're just gonna go all over
Yeah.
the place.
So, Anna, you brought up your favorite part of the trailer. The comedy aspect of this is when you see Leslie doing cardio, right? He's out there doing his boxing and all that shit. So there's a deleted scene on this disc where he looks at Taylor and he's like, all right, I bet you I'm going to give you I think it's like a 10-second head start, and you're going to book it. And then I'm going to keep up with you by the time we get to that tree while walking. And she goes, there's no way. I was a track runner in school, all this and that. And she lays it on him like that. He goes, I bet you it'll happen. She goes, okay. So they line up, and he goes, go. And she books it. You see him count to 10. Then he starts booking it behind her. And she's like running, and she turns back and looks. And as he's doing that, he stops and starts walking. And then she looks forward to run, and he starts running again. Did you never think that's how that fucking works?
Yeah,
like
that
there's a reason why Michael Myers is keeping up, is because when they're not looking, he's running.
That's why he's breathing so heavy behind that mask.
Literally.
That's right.
Jason had tunnels.
A little bit of Moaning Myers over here.
You leave Moaning Myers out of this.
The director regretted that whole scene because he couldn't figure out a way to shoot it, and it looked the scene that Dustin's describing. Whenever she looks back at Leslie Vernon, he's kind of walking like a zombie behind
Like
her.
Frankenstein walk.
Instead of that fast Jason pound. Had they tried it a few more times, they might have gotten it, but the director was real despondent. And he's like, "Oh God, I just couldn't figure out how to make that shot work."
Then you don't show him running. Then you just have
that's the joke, though.
But if you can't sell it, but you still, because they end up using it at the end that she runs away from him and he's kind of keeping up. But I would have liked that as his prep. Like, I bet I can keep up with you, and just have her running. And every time she looked back, he's only like 5 feet behind her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she freaks out and runs again. And then by the time she gets to the tree, he's on the other side of the tree. Like, leave us as the viewers going, how the fuck is he actually doing that? Like,
it's because it's filmed, like Todd and Doug are filming it, but they're standing like over there. They see like a wide angle of what's happening.
I guess if you're doing it, see, that's where fucking film footage sucks.
No,
it's a deleted scene for a reason. Like it was more or less a gag, which I thought was fucking phenomenal.
To put a cherry on top of that.
A cherry?
Scene,
what?
Sorry,
a cherry? Busting a cherry.
Oh my God. The very end of that scene, as she looks back, there he is walking. She turns around and she trips like any other stupid twat in a slasher movie. And as she rolls over and looks up, there he is standing over her
That's
because he
funny.
had started running again.
He can say twat and I can't say whore. What the fuck?
No.
Hell.
Oh man.
But I thought that was a fun way to end that scene, and I so wished they could have figured it out how to do that, and they couldn't figure it out. This is like his second movie. This director, I can't even remember the fellow's name, and he hasn't done hardly anything else.
Right?
Scott
Like,
Glosserman.
I looked him up on IMDb. I only see like 4 or 5 films, including this one,
And the sequel and or prequel
to
this movie.
All right, talk to me, little D. What's going on down there?
If you haven't seen it, I suggest you go and watch it. It's not as good as this one, but it's called Before the Mask. That came out in 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was also a comic book run of Leslie.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That is true. I totally forgot all about that, but that was a thing.
Is that like Boom or would that be Dynamite?
I don't know if it's
maybe,
Dynamite. I have to. It looked like Dynamite style. Also, Pete, don't say what's going on down there, little D.
Yeah, you know,
little D.
I have a lot of regrets in my life.
I know.
It's okay.
Constant.
Enough said.
Uli, do you have any gripes with this? Or are you just are you
With this
sold on
movie?
the combining?
Y'all tell me stuff that you don't like about it. You can't just be like everything is perfect in this.
No,
There has
honestly,
be.
to me, this is a perfect film. I love just what they're doing, and even if it feels imperfect, it's meant to be like that. Like it's showing you these, like we're talking about, like how these slashers and killers did it in the 80s movies, and even movies that we're seeing now. Like, how are people able to do these certain things, or why? It's like the thought process of these survivors doing this and blah, blah, blah. I love the whole layout on this. And there's really nothing in here that I'm like, we could do without. I mean, they kind of already did that with some of the deleted scenes and stuff that they took out.
Mhm.
That they realized, okay, that's just not going to fit. But I feel like the pacing of this is great. And like even going, when we're talking about the switch from found footage to actual like movie, I think that's great. It feels great. I love all of it. Everything accumulates in the best way possible for a type of movie like this, for it being very indie. Do we have a budget for this movie, by the way? Does anybody know?
It was under $1 million.
So, okay. In 2006, right? So that's pretty good for an indie.
Still really small in 06.
Yeah, for an indie film. And for us talking about it now in 2025, it's pretty fucking cool to have a movie that's kind of been around, and like we were saying earlier, like every time there's people talking about this, we always chime in. At least I do. Every time I have a friend, or they're like, "Hey, like I want to watch a movie, and I don't know, like I love horror movies." I'm like, "Well, if you haven't seen Behind the Mask, go and watch it because it's going to be a good time." And it's only an hour and 20.
Yeah, it's a
Come
short
on.
watch.
It's a breeze. Yeah.
It's fast. I had forgotten how fast this movie was. I'm sitting watching it going, this is almost oh shit, it really is almost over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to your point,
everything's great.
Little D, last year we got In a Violent Nature, where we kind of got to see
the
other
that was
side
cool.
of that.
Whole different
I really
other
like
spin,
that.
you know?
And while, yes, it was cool, I love the idea of it, I'll never watch it again.
I don't think I'll
Because
watch it again.
It
Agreed.
does not have
Oh, I got-
rewatchability. Like, I mean, I think the concept is great, but it is so fucking slow. But for a reason, because that's what it's supposed to be like, on the other side of things.
What's that?
I feel like
Hardcore
Leslie
Harry, Charlie, that first person.
Hardcore Henry.
Henry, like that's really cool. I never want to see that movie again.
Wait a goddamn minute. You're totally cool with Hardcore Henry?
Yeah, because it's not found footage. It's first.
But it's first person perspective, which what's the
on
difference?
a GoPro.
A lot of difference. It's not fucking shaky cam.
Are you serious?
It's just his old man eyes getting to him.
I got snot running
I'm
out
going to
my
go on a
nose.
limb here, Charlie, and I don't think there's any really shaky cam in here. Just saying.
It starts with shaky cam.
It starts with unfocused cam.
Unfocused
No.
and unstable. It's not really sure.
I already knew how big the camera guy was based on how much the camera shook. Okay, when he got revealed, I went,
together, Kenny.
"Yeah, that's exactly." I was fucking Gale, and I knew it. But I was just, I'm like, just fucking stop shaking. Like, I get that you're trying to be, newscaster, but those cameramen know what the fuck they're doing. Even on the news, and it never feels that shaky. Hell, a helicopter isn't shaky.
But they're college students, though. They make the point to say that.
Go for it, though.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Charlie.
We all did in our podcast thing. We all sucked when we first started.
Oh,
Speak for
don't
yourself. I
even
didn't
go
suck.
there.
Hey, listeners.
Charlie's spicy.
Our great listeners, why don't you do us a solid and go back and listen to those early episodes? Give us some more downloads and give Charlie some attention, since he thinks he was.
I'm fine. I'll sit in the mess I make. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Charlie's like, I like it here.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know what you're talking about. This is totally fine. I'm okay.
Fine.
It's all good. It's fine. Stop.
I want to go back to the beginning of this film, we're talking about how it's all shaky and blah, blah, blah. But seeing that whole opening scene and then going back to it later on, because we're seeing it in the future, really, because then we get our intro to all the people and the whole layout. But going to her work and him explaining how things are done and like, oh, I'm going to do this and this is what's going to happen. And then being like, oh, yeah, we did see that at the beginning of the movie. And even now you're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. He just put fishing wire on a freaking brick and then they just move it. Like, that shit is so fucking cool. Every time I watch this movie, I'm like, that is sick. I'm glad there's a movie out here like this because this has you thinking a little bit more when you go and watch these older slashers or newer ones. You're like, that makes a lot of sense. They definitely did that. It gave a lot of freshness to something that was already dead for many years. I mean, yeah, we have Scream and everything, but what other slashers, like big ones that were out at the time, other than like Hatchet and everything in 2006? Like, did we have anything super memorable?
I know what you did last summer.
Or you were in the James Cameron remake territory.
I think, when did Friday the 13th remake come out? Wasn't that like
09?
2010, 09? Yeah, so we're not even in the
Ruins came out in 08.
Yeah, when did Texas Chainsaw come out?
I think that was maybe
2013.
The Beale one? I thought the Beale one was earlier. Like, isn't that
Oh, wait.
That
was definitely
I'm thinking
early
Evil Dead. I'm thinking Evil Dead 2013.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out in 2003.
I was going to say 2003, I think.
So we're in the James Cameron remake era too. So to dogpile on what Little Dustin's saying is we witnessed this event happen more than once. Who's to say it was a flashback? It could have been. These are multiple nights he's done this.
Yeah.
To cause the hysteria and the panic in this girl to the point where when we see her at the cafe and she recognizes the students, she has bags under her eyes. She hasn't slept for days. It's just she has like that Elm Street look to her. And I love it. I can't. There's nothing, Charlie, that I do not like about this movie. Like
I'm right there with you, honestly.
I can't find anything I don't like.
Like even like Robert Englund, like he's not in here a lot, but when he's there, it's like, damn, you're so good.
His performance is great. He's so
I do
silly.
love when he gets knocked over the head. I'm like, God dang, that's like totally something I would have done. Like shit.
And how he sells it to it. Dude, when he goes clink, he goes. Fucking good.
He was on set for one day, and it was well worth the money.
Oh, what was that? What was I about to bring up?
Robert Englund.
No.
Multiple nights. She's tired.
I don't
know.
No.
I don't remember.
We laughed the thought out of your head.
I'm going to piggyback on Charlie. This is not a perfect movie. I thoroughly enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. This is one that I should own. But Charlie, you're 100% right. It's not scary. It's not gory. We don't get enough nudity in it, which is, although 2006 there wasn't a lot of nudity in horror movies,
but there's still a good amount though. It's not like
this was put out by Stars,
like
so you would
it's
expect
like
it.
the 70s and 80s, and it's not like it's also not like the 2000s. So or today, because today we're in a golden age of boobalicious. So there is a scientific formula for found footage movies where if you judge every found footage movie on these 3 criteria, you can tell whether or not it is a good movie. So criteria number 1 is there a good reason to keep the camera on? Why is the camera on? There's plenty of found footage, like Cloverfield is a perfect example. Why are those fuckers filming the entire time?
I don't like Cloverfield.
I wanted to love that one.
I did
so
too,
much because
Charlie,
it's a
you mean
giant
both.
monster movie.
Mhm.
I think we've talked about this
from a POV, but there's no reason for that camera to be on the whole
No.
time. This documentary, yes, there's a reason for the camera to be on all the time. Same thing with Late Night with the Devil. There's a reason the camera was on the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, there's a big old check mark there. And then the transition later on is just a side note. Is the movie scary? Not really. Sadly, no.
Not at all.
It's not supposed to be.
And also, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But
So
it's a horror movie. Like there should be some.
Okay,
horror-
I
all
don't think,
horror
I don't
movies
think
are gonna be scary.
Reanimator's scary.
Are you going to say Dead Alive
And
is
it's a horror
scary?
movie.
Right.
Actually, there's some pretty terrifying scenes in Dead Alive.
What is the title
Yeah,
of
but
this movie? What is the
terrifying
title of this
scenes
movie?
and being scary are 2 different things.
What is the title of this movie?
Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie.
Behind the Mask.
Right.
I'm learning what's going on behind the scenes.
But eventually, we're no longer behind the mask, and we are facing the mask
Because
That's
our
the end of
training
this
is done.
movie.
That's the twist.
Right. So there should be a tiny little bit of dread. There should be a moment where I don't think she's going to make it. There should be a moment where that's the other issue. And Pete, this is probably another one I'll get you with is I don't care about any of these characters.
That was
in
my
this
third
movie.
criteria.
Boom. I knew
That was
where
my
you were
third
going.
criteria. My third criteria in a found footage movie is: do you care about the people? Are the people compelling? Do you have feelings or emotions about them? In Paranormal Activity, whatever you think about those people, you have an emotion about them. You feel bad for the wife. You hate the fucking husband. Blair Witch, you really care about those kids. Like you really feel bad about those kids. So they're bringing some sort of an emotional a reaction out of you. I thought that this movie, I kind of liked Taylor, but I really liked Leslie. So I'm going to give it a big old check because I liked Leslie. And I like to see him. I wanted him to succeed. How morbid that is. I wanted
with
to
me.
succeed.
I liked Herschel, but Herschel's barely in it. You know, it's like he's kind of gone.
Right.
But it's like I do not care. Like I already don't care about the journalist because even though I know what's going to happen, I'm also sitting there going, "You're complicit." you're watching this happen. And yes,
That's-
you made your point that I
very
know
good
this
point.
is the profession, but if I want them to live, when they're complicit and they watch two people die and then she has a nervous breakdown, I'm like, bitch, you had your chance.
Sure.
You had your chance to not even be involved in this once you saw how serious he was.
There was a point of no return, and he gave them that chance. He said,
the 3 strike rule. Yeah.
This is it.
He gave
This is
gave
it.
them that, and they sat through it, and it was only after they heard the death and she wouldn't let them film it. So at that point, I don't care about any of those people anymore. Like, you all are complicit now.
That's what makes slashers so good, in my opinion. Let's go back to Freddy. Let's go back to Jason. Let's even go back to the late Michael Myers movies that aren't that great. We are there to see the killer and the stuff they do. And in the case of those older slashers, how the kills happen, the fun of them. We
you
don't
got
give a
that right,
fuck
Anna.
about any of the
Yeah.
teenagers. We are
And
there
I care
to see
about-
the slasher and
That
what's
has-
going on with him. It's
Yeah,
the
But I
same
care
way
about
with this
Laurie
movie.
Strode. I care about Laurie Strode in Halloween, though.
But that was back in
Like,
the
I-
70s.
She's only in 2
But still.
movies in the first, and
Right. Well, after I mean, 3 doesn't count, but you start getting you get into the worst of the Halloweens with the the cult and everything. So those I don't even count those even.
I'm talking about franchises
watching-
with like not the ones with the legacy characters. That's why I didn't throw Ghostface in there, because Sydney's throughout the entire franchise. I'm talking about the 80s slashers where it was just schlock and fun and cool kills and a guy in a mask that we wanted to see kill people. That's what this is going back to the roots of.
Yeah, the burning tourist trap.
In the burning, we still had to care about at least 1 or 2 of the kids.
Did you? They were all assholes.
There were no.
I mean, you have that really fit George Costanza dude with a full head of hair.
You did have
Full
some
head
nice
of
George Costanza.
Costanza hair. How about that? Yeah.
We did have the innocent in that. I mean, if you really want to go into it, you can start talking like Sleepaway Camp, where we're actually sympathetic with the murderer.
Yes.
In that movie, that's the better version of that, is when you want to be on that one side and then you're shocked at the end of it going, oh, fuck. Okay. I liked her. Now I was on the side of the killer the entire time. But most horror movies, unless I'm just like, I don't give a shit and just want to see kills, I do like to have at least someone I care about. We've talked about it on the show before.
Yes. Yep.
When you do movies and you're just like, I don't care about any of these people. So what do I care if they almost live or they almost, get away? I'm just, okay, tell me how you're going to die. But there's times I want to care about and they're making a big deal about the final girl too. And it's like, then I need to care about the final girl. If she is so important to his job, to what his plan is, I should care about her. Hell, when she broke down about the virgin thing, I was just like, I wanted to laugh. I was like, oh God, really? That's what we're dropping right now. So she still has to be a virgin. They should have thrown that out. They should have been where, being a virgin really doesn't matter in a horror movie then. If she's the actual final target, that's just another trope that they fed to us, but it doesn't actually matter to it.
Yeah, but in 2006,
Yes.
we didn't learn that she was the final girl until the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Right.
So she was playing a whole nother role. Someone we didn't have to care about. Someone who was literally there to document this occasion.
She was a neutral observer at that time.
That was it. We were not supposed to get
if you're falling for the twist. But for someone like me who was not falling for the twist,
for someone as smart as Charlie,
and I'd say that. I didn't say it like that, sir. Don't put that in my mouth. I didn't say that.
I'm just saying, if you watch this movie about 20 years ago when it landed, or prior to you having to watch movies to analyze them,
true,
that you'd have a different perspective.
Yeah.
I still get got. Because I don't go into movies with the mindset of like trying to figure shit out. I let it, sometimes it comes to me naturally. The first time I watched this, I did not see that twist coming. I really didn't.
Either.
But I was also, how old? Minus 26. Well, no, never mind. Go ahead, Big D. Math is hard.
Anna will not reveal her age on live on air.
Of all the crew, I really did care about Doug, the cameraman that doesn't die.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because-
he shows up at the end.
He
Almost
he
kisses.
becomes
Almost.
almost. He doesn't know where they stand yet, but
He's about to
he
find
does.
out.
He does confess his love. He's like, I fucking care about her. Let me. And he stands up to Leslie, and he's the
And
only
she's a
one
virgin,
that.
so that's attractive.
There you go. But he's the only one that Leslie doesn't kill that he puts his hands on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is that in the equation? You know what I mean? Like that's something else. Like there's like I don't say like a knight in shining armor, but like
it's the boyfriend hero. That's the boyfriend hero trope sometimes in a lot of these movies.
Or like the nerd character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
The nerd gets the girl.
It happens so fast, and it's almost a throwaway comment that it's like maybe they should have sprinkled just something in earlier where we're like, oh wow, it sounds like he's interested in her. Like they never. It's just like, oh shit, we should make it like he loves her. That's what it felt like to me. It's just him just randomly yelling that out, and you're like, where the fuck did that come from? Like
but they're working.
It's fair.
They're working at the for 70 minutes of this movie. We're sitting there watching them do a job.
Right, but they're also
professional atmosphere.
What's the job?
But they're also talking about a lot of things. I mean, it could have just been the camera was on and it's catching a candid conversation.
Okay. Yeah.
Or him and I think it's Todd, the other cameraman. Him and Todd, like Todd's like, man, you should really shoot your shot. And he's like, look, man, we're trying to be professional
take the
here.
shot. Take the three-pointer. Go for it.
Anything to just giving me a little
double
glimpse.
overtime buzzer.
Sure, I see what you're saying.
He
too.
cares. And this could be, I don't know if this is this guy's first movie or whatever. And a lot of times
like
I'm a little more forgiving because it's like, yes, I critically, even though I'm not a critic, I look at movies deeper now than I ever did back when I would just watch them for the hell of it. So now I'm able to go, God, if you'd have just done this little tweak. And I'm sure maybe he's even watched it back going, yeah, I kind of wish I'd have done this a little different. Like
it's a 20-year-old movie.
Right. But you can still be like, I'm sure fucking look what George Lucas does to Star Wars all the time. Oh,
Not George Lucas.
I can
Not
change
George
this
Lucas.
shit. Oh, he can change shit. THX special editions. Look what he did. Look what he took from us.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Look what he did to us.
I'm going to go out on a limb because I called him my boy earlier. I do like Todd, but I do not like Todd's antics because Todd is enthralled with this 17-year-old high school girl.
Yeah, he's a wiener.
Granted, he's got to be fresh into college. He shouldn't be too much older than her. But at the same time, like I don't want to sit there and watch him try and prey on this high school student.
Tyler was high school. She was in high school.
No, the Jamie, the fake main girl,
the girl from the library,
the not virgin,
the fake final girl.
Oh, to the point where they walk into the bedroom and they witness her reverse cowgirl, and he's sitting there like wide-eyed staring that he's finally getting the satisfaction of seeing her naked. Because he drops that comment a couple times. I like Todd's character arc. I don't like Todd. So I just wanted to put that out there.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. All right.
Should we get to the things?
I was going to say we get to things unless there was anything anybody wanted to talk about, like any final thoughts.
Yeah, we just brought up. I have a funny observation, and it's stupid, and you can cut this out if you want to. We're just
never.
What was that?
I don't cut you anymore.
Her name was Katie, right? The high schooler who was reverse cowgirl.
I think it was like Kelly.
Kelly, that's right, Kelly. So at the very end, they're all in the room together, like, and they've all got their clothes on. They're all like, "Oh, what are we gonna do?" She towers over everybody in that room.
Yeah,
and I'm like, holy shit.
She plays basketball, Pete.
How tall is this gal? And I look her up. She's 5'9". Now, 5'9" is not a short woman by any stretch of the imagination. However,
I'm taller than she is.
Everybody else in that room is easily 2 or 3 inches shorter.
I would have said she was like 6'1".
That was my
right.
guess was like she was a solid 6, approaching 6'1".
All
make
legs.
Everyone else look. She she looked like she was
that does have a big effect on
compared
it,
to everybody else. But that must have been the shortest cast in the world. Like the other blonde,
even the
schooler,
jocks were short compared to her. You know,
they all were.
The stoners are stunting their growth.
She's like she stands up and then she has to bend over to talk to all these midgets.
Not just that, the room. I bet you the set was smaller too. Like it was to make her look giant.
Her
they
high
probably
school
filmed that in a tiny ass little cabin in somebody's backyard that the filmmaker knew.
Her high school
counterpart, a family farm.
They really came up to her chest. Like that girl must have been Zelda Rubinstein. Is that
that's probably why they had. Well, they had Kelly in the chair the whole time. She was in the library with Zelda. Like when the whole time they were talking, she was sitting down.
Easy filming it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine trying to block a shot with me and Zelda Rubinstein in the same?
Oh my God, she'd come up to your kneecaps.
Yeah,
you just lift Zelda
Charlie,
up.
yeah, she just picks her up.
Master Blaster, Caroline.
That was a dumb observation, but it made me laugh.
Nope, but I like it.
No, it's funny.
The Taylor girl, did you guys recognize her? I know Anna and I have talked about
this.
Now
hold on. The Taylor girl
journalist.
is the journalist. Thank you. Yes. No, I didn't recognize her.
I've only seen her in one other thing, and her face has not changed.
Yeah.
But in the first Home Alone movie, when we're meeting the families, and she looks at Kevin and she goes, "You are what the French call les incompetents." That is her.
Yeah, that's her.
Is that why she's wearing the moose mittens that are supposed to be a throwback to Home Alone?
Maybe
in this movie.
Maybe.
I don't know. Charlie, are you okay with remembering it's coming from Home Alone?
How old is this woman? No, hold on. This is 2006. Home Alone was like 86. So
she would have been almost 30.
Home Alone was 86?
in the 90s.
I think so.
No, it was like 1990. It was 1990.
Yeah. Still, we're talking 16 years later.
Yeah, and she was probably playing.
She's
this 20 or 21.
Taylor is probably 30 in Behind the Mask.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she's probably about 30. Find out how old she is, and then do math backwards. That's how you
don't do math.
Anna, do math.
Anna, do math.
I hate math.
Oh my God!
I like shopping.
Holy shit! She was born in 1977.
She's 3 years older than me.
She's 12 years older than me.
She's
almost 50.
Yeah. Well, now, but this
her
was
birthday's
20 years.
coming up. May 20th.
Yeah, so she would have been like 28, 29. She'd have been almost 30 years old.
29, 30. Yep.
Well, some people decide what they want to do with their life later in life, so she was going to college a little later.
It's totally fine.
Okay. Look at the Power Rangers, dude. Those 30-year-old kids were playing 16-year-olds.
Shit, that happened all the time.
And Justin believed it every week.
Let's do the things.
You okay down there, little D?
Oh, I'm great.
He's just watching the chaos unfold.
I'm here for the ride, man.
The reverse cowgirl ride.
Literally.
Nothing wrong with that,
dude. The first time I saw that, I was like, "What the?" that was the best jump scare of the movie. Is when they open that door.
Up to the TV, tries to move her hair out of the way.
He's going to town. I'm like, "You go get it, girl, man."
Yeah, she was getting it.
She was taking no prisoners.
Charlie, how many kills do we have in Behind the Mask?
She was taking a lot of things. We have 10 kills.
She was taking one thing.
No, according to her friends, she was taking a lot of things. There's 10 deaths.
Time.
You don't know that. There's 10. 10 she took. No, 10 that died in this movie. Stop it. Yeah, I guess like almost everyone at the end of this movie dies. Obviously, it's not counting Leslie. It's not counting the guy she knocked out or he knocked out. Boop. No, nighty night.
Was Kane Hodder counted?
No,
we don't see the death.
You don't see him die.
Oh, that's right.
It's
it
just
cuts
assumed.
away. Yeah.
He sits up like the Undertaker. It's such a good.
We're waiting for the squeak wool or whatever
Jason?
they call it.
Well,
I think Michael Myers did that too.
Yeah.
When he's covered up.
Art the Clown did too.
Yeah.
Fuck clowns.
Ghostface did too.
Oh, y'all want to hear me talk about a movie I hate? Yeah, go ahead and bring Terrifier on the show.
Oh, it's happening. I'm going to piss him off.
Can I laugh in your face?
That's exactly what's
We'll watch
gonna happen.
Clown. Just movies called Clown.
Yeah.
Clown is great.
All right.
It's horrifying. Like, it's so sad.
Let's pick our favorite one decent kill in this movie. All right.
Oh, shut
Pete, what's your favorite kill?
Oh, I really wanted. It had been a couple years since I'd seen this. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's crush that head. Let's see his eyeball pop out or something. Nothing. Really, they should have spent some money on that kill, or that horror. But I guess they couldn't because he's gonna come back. Whatever.
Or they could have killed him.
It's the pole digger and putting the heart in his hand. Because it's so damn funny. I wish there had been more kills like that.
I know. I do wish they had more cool ones.
Yeah, Ed, what you got?
The intimacy between Leslie and Todd when Todd is laying on the ground.
Yeah.
And he is trying to talk to his friend Leslie that he has spent X amount of time with making this documentary. Pulls off the killer's mask to look him in the eyes. All for Leslie Vernon to snap his neck with no remorse. That's my favorite kill because of how it's probably the most intimate kill in this movie.
It is. I just wish they hadn't filmed it like an 80s action movie Neck Snap, where it's just like, duh, now you're dead. Duh. You know, what was that kid
with that,
the Key and Peele skit where he just goes around and like breaks people's necks, just throws that frisbee and breaks that dude's neck. Like that's how that felt.
I don't care. It was intimate. The way Leslie, we weren't even looking at Leslie. Not even that, just his face, the grimace. Awesome.
Before that everything was cool. It was that was, you lost me.
Whatever, man.
Little D, what's your favorite?
Mine is definitely the heart one as well. Just because of how it's shot, like you see it from far away with him stabbing it and then, taking it out. And also it's like kind of implied that the guy is somehow still alive too while he's holding his heart and looking at it. So he's got like a few more seconds, which is insane for you to even still be slightly alive and be like, I'm holding my own heart.
Well,
that's fucking, that's
crazy. Those moments before death, before you finally die. And like the rest of your body catches up.
Yeah, that's...
I hate it when that happens, Anna.
I know. Charlie, I already know.
You already know? Really? You know what my favorite kill?
You just said the only good one.
There's only one good, gory kill. But I'm picking the one that I actually laughed at because it's the only time they kind of fake me out and then still do exactly what they said. It's when he snatches that chick up off the ladder in the top of the barn because they keep doing the upskirt shot.
The panty shot?
Yeah. The panty shot.
He was like, oh, yeah.
But they run up the ladder the first time and she's like, don't. And nothing happens. And you're like, oh, well, maybe now things are fucked up. And then it happens again, and her ass gets snatched right up in there.
It's the hay things, yeah.
I laughed at that one. The only gore is the heart. That's the only real gore in this movie, and it is probably the most known kill in it. But my favorite was the upskirt snatch.
Upskirt snatch?
The upskirt snatch.
That's a good band name.
Upskirt snatch.
Dustin's like claimed it. Your band name is mine.
Pete, was that like a prequel to HK that we just witnessed during this movie?
Oh, yeah. Sure
it wasn't a guy. I'm positive of that.
Okay.
All right, Anna, what's your favorite kill in this movie?
So mine is actually, and it's the one that made me laugh in that moment, and it's when Kelly falls out the fucking window and dies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, really? Is she dead? And then Leslie's doing the stand beside her and look up, and it tickled me. It still does. And she's like, ah.
I
It's just
prepped all
funny.
the trees and weakened them just in case.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Me too.
the prep work of the movie, man. Like he's setting up for his big night.
Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back.
His teeny tiny scythe back.
All right, Dan.
All right, Charlie, we're gonna start with you and get you out of the way first.
Oh, just toss me aside. I've had a great time talking about this, and I looked at Jackie last night going, I don't know how to feel about this. Will I ever watch this again? God, no. I have no reason to ever go back to this movie. I'm not going to be mean though, because I get the appeal of it. But I'm just going to go straight down the middle. It's a 5. It's
That's
not
fair.
the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the best movie I've ever seen.
That's your thing.
Yeah, it's just not my thing. That's pretty
okay.
much it
That's
right there.
totally
So,
fair.
Yeah, that's a fair score.
That's a wonderful.
I'm not gonna
score for
nate
something
this
that
thing and go, it's a 1. I don't like Bollywood. Oh, they're all the dancing and everything. That's what this movie needed. We needed a couple of dance montages that just
Oh
happened
my God, through the
right in
orchard,
middle
I
of-
would have died.
Yeah, just a little bit of the Leslie Vernon musical. Just some
Leslie
jazz
Vernon.
hands
I
thrown
mean,
out.
I've seen Evil Dead the musical. I have.
See,
seen
it can
Me
happen.
too,
Vernon
and that
the
was really
musical.
good.
Yeah.
It was.
All right, that's me.
Yeah, all joking aside, I appreciate you not like going like meh.
No, I never do that.
Yeah.
Unless it's pizza.
Thirst.
Hey,
Sometimes
great conversation in that episode, sir. Go back and listen. Okay. I may have hated that movie, but I talked my ass off during that movie. All right.
Mm-hmm. Lil D?
Oh man, this movie it definitely has a big part in my heart because I love it so much, and I enjoy it every single time I watch it. And yep, all the twists and turns, but just seeing it all be laid out every single time and be like, damn, I want more of this. It's one, like I said, I recommend all the time. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. You can rent it right now. You can get the Blu-rays, whatever. But this is if we're rating out of 5, this is a full 5 for me.
It's a 10.
Out of 10,
10 machetes here, sir.
It's a 10. It's a 10.
Scythes.
There's nothing I don't like about this movie. I think everything on here, the pacing is great. The twist at the end, when I saw it when I was younger, I wasn't expecting that. Obviously now with more critical eyes, I would be able to definitely see that, like you're saying, Charlie. You just point these things out.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, it's a movie that I enjoy a lot. It's a comfort film, really.
Same.
If I don't know what to watch, this is one that kind of gets thrown into
that's a good idea.
It is a good
the
comfort
circle. You feel. I don't know. I feel at home watching this. Yeah, it's not scary, it's not gory, but it's not meant to be. It's meant to just kind of be like, well, this is how things were done, and we're showing a whole different world on it. And sometimes horror movies don't need to be gory. They don't need to be scary. They got to be like this.
Just to comment on that, and this is just me. When someone calls something a slasher, there's a connotation that's usually involved with that type of movie that I expect at least some level of gore in a slasher movie.
Sure, you got some gore.
That little more than what we got here than what fit inside of a ketchup.
There's plenty
bottle.
of slashers in the 70s that didn't have the budget to do.
Have you seen the first Halloween movie?
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't like.
There is no.
Whoa. Hold on.
Blood.
Side note: did you just say you don't like the original Halloween?
I don't either.
All right, I'm out.
I don't either. Little D made me sit through it.
And he's like, fuck this place. I'm out.
I'm sorry, Michael.
I
Sorry.
see everything behind you, but yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's just one that's I've seen it, and I'm like, okay, I'm done.
It does nothing for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair
same.
enough.
Pete.
Yeah, that's me.
What are you giving this?
Far from a perfect movie, I still hold it near and dear to my heart. I do want to own this and dive deep into the commentary and other special features that might be on it. I hope, Dustin, who put this out? Big D, who put this out?
Shout Factory.
Shout
Factory. Yeah.
They're not really known for their extras. Not like Arrow is.
Not like Arrow, sure. Yeah,
Years,
that's
well, yeah.
So, I'll wait. Like they're going to be. It's going to be 20 years old here in a year. So hopefully they'll put something out.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Yeah,
like a nice steel book or something.
I want the mask.
Yeah.
That man, I don't understand why this mask isn't up there. I mean, it was one film. I get that, but that's a scary ass mask.
No, it's not.
It's creepy.
Being chased by a
Little bit of
goddamn
hair.
Smurf.
Okay, we're moving on.
I'm tired of Charlie poking in with his 2 cents after everything positive. Dustin, give us your score, Big D.
Well, I didn't give you my score yet.
Oh, fuck, you didn't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to shut Charlie up, and I'm shutting Pete up. I apologize, Pete. Please continue, my friend.
It was all for you, Nate. All for
I'm
you.
fucking Charlie. Charlie in my
my
vision.
God.
I can't see him.
This
give
is
you a high
this
five
is strong. This is a strong recommend, but it is found footage. So if you got something against found footage, this might not be for you. This is a solid 8.5. Go
Hell yeah.
watch this
That's a
movie.
good score, man.
Go watch this movie. Yep.
That's a good score. All right, now, Big D / Ed Marino / Dustin.
Charlie, shut up.
I didn't say a fucking word.
I see your eyeballs.
Hey, Nate likes this movie too. I will say that.
Piece of shit,
Yeah.
Dustin. You piece of shit.
We got
Fuck
a
you,
new,
Dustin, you piece of shit.
new rivalry, us against Charlie.
So, as I stated earlier in the episode, this movie is up there with Ghostbusters when I recommend movies to people.
That's high praise. Wow.
And
Awesome.
dude, Ghostbusters is my number one, and for a movie to have that big of an impact on me to where it opened my eyes, not only just to what horror can be, but that I'm receiving it's not I don't say fan service, but it's like, you can tell fans made this fucking movie. And that's what I appreciate the most out of it. I will always champion this movie. It's never going to go anywhere. So this movie gets 10 machetes.
Nice.
Can I laugh in your face?
No, Charlie,
No,
you
you
cannot
cannot.
laugh in
I
my
didn't
face.
say it. I didn't say it.
No.
Wait, don't get my name out your fucking mouth. I didn't say it.
You have the power
Can I
for
laugh
the
in your
buttons.
I don't. It's just
Pete, get him. Pete, get your boy Steven Seagal out of here.
My boy?
he's like my boy.
Anna, what was your score
my boy.
for Behind the Mask?
My boy?
My score is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Sights. Yes,
Oh,
I love this
fuck
movie.
yeah.
I think this is, like Little D said, it's a comfort movie. I just feel at home watching it. It's also great gateway horror.
Fuck yeah.
A friend of mine, her
Titties,
daughter at
gateway.
the time. I mean, I don't. That's like the least of the worries, really. Especially when you're a girl
Yeah.
seeing boobs.
That's
it's like you're seeing
fair.
what you already got.
I
you know?
own those.
Yeah.
you're-
Like, oh damn, they could possibly look like this one day. Okay. But it is good gateway horror. And a friend of mine, her daughter was around 10 at the time, and we watched this on the projector and like made a night out of it and showed it to her. And I kind of recommend this movie and The Final Girls like in the same breath, because I feel kind of the same way about both of those movies, this movie and The Final Girls.
Final Girl
We
is
sh-
fun.
Yeah, it's fun and cute. It's kind of has some similar themes a little bit too. But yeah, it's there's a reason why this is kind of like a cult classic among horror fans, because I mean, look at how we're talking about it today. 4 of us, actually, out of 5. How we're talking and praising it today. We're showing new generations it. Marley got to watch it a little bit yesterday, and it didn't keep her attention that long because she was in the middle of a game, but she had her tablet and was doing this a lot more. Like, she likes to watch chase scenes and stuff. She's a child raised on slasher, so she gets it. But yeah, this is fun, and I'm glad that I did get to bring it to the show, just because it has that feel of those old slashers. Like, even when you take the found footage aspect out of it, which I love found footage. I mean, found footage is the one subgenre I feel like they can still scare me now. Even though this wasn't scary, it's a subgenre that I enjoy. So when you combine found footage and a slasher, I'm like all there. So 10 out of 10.
Well, I'm glad that you brought a movie that you actually enjoy onto Month of Anna. I mean, it's exactly what I asked you to do.
It's the month of Anna. Why would she bring a movie on that she didn't enjoy?
You know, because I give you a whole goddamn month,
and I love all those movies.
Yeah, you do not. Don't you fucking lie to me. Don't you fucking lie to me.
Tens. I'm not stupid. Well.
That. Wow. All right. Whatever.
That's all right. You know, but now it's time for my favorite thing.
I'm the trash man.
Of course he wasn't going to forget on this episode.
Hell no, I wasn't.
And then I start eating garbage. And then I pick up the trash can and
Let's just wait till the month of action.
Oh, that's going to be a
If
disaster.
Nate's not here, damn it, I'm taking the mantle that month.
You go with it, Anna.
I control the buttons. All right.
I control the Instagram.
Only your part. I haven't given you access to everything.
I'll just download the episode and re-edit it and upload.
No, but
it
I do have Pete on my side. So.
And what does that get you? Have you listened to the
Jackie
show,
shit,
right?
Anna. I've learned that over the years.
Pete, I'd pick you first in dodgeball, my friend. I would. You should be.
Everybody's got to have a pawn in the front that gets taken out. All right,
dude, he is spicy as fuck right now.
I have been attacked this entire episode.
Bullshit! No, attacked this movie the entire episode. I drove Charlie to drink. I have never seen this man.
I was going to say he had that drink earlier. That's what sparked it off.
Alcohol in the however long I've known you, 2-3 years
spicy.
now.
I'm spicy now. That's it. Yeah, we're going on.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Get it over with.
Trash review. This is from Phantasm Da in April 13th, 2012. So we're in the middle of when this movie came out. And, you know, with the lackluster flair it got when it came out, sure, some people probably came to this a lot later. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
1 out of 10. Prime example to never take IMDb's ratings seriously. I only tracked this down because of the ludicrously high ratings this film has on here. The reviews are all glowing and make the film sound great. The truth? It's a complete waste of time. The idea is different and would be pretty cool if the film itself wasn't so poor. It is literally a film crew following around a wannabe serial killer as he plans and commits his crimes. But instead of being unnerved and freaked out by his actions, the film crew seem completely at ease with proceedings. The acting is atrocious. The film crew are so completely annoying that it's hard to give them any credibility. The guy who plays Leslie Vernon is more like a Jim Carrey impersonator than a serious threat to the likes of Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and Jason Voorhees. I have read countless reviews saying how witty and humorous this film is. Where? It is simply full of college-type jokes and juvenile gags. I see this film being compared to Scream, but that is an insult to Wes Craven. In retrospect, this film is a cheap, tacky, pale imitation of a typical slasher flick. It is dull, boring, unfunny, poorly acted, poorly scripted, and a complete waste of over 90 minutes. What Robert Englund was doing in this is beyond me. Awful film.
But he didn't get it.
It's actually
signed Charlie Chase.
I just didn't get the
over
movie.
90 minutes. It's under 90 minutes.
Robert Englund was in this movie because he got it.
He read the script and went, I got to be in this.
And you know, he did not get paid shit. No, are you kidding? He didn't get paid hardly nothing. None of these actors did.
Yeah.
That's just sad.
Favors.
Now, this is a good review. It's like Nate has dug up the worst reviews for movies ever. Like, they're nonsensical. The English is terrible. It might just be Nate. I don't know.
I'm starting to wonder. I'm looking too now.
Love you, Nate. Smooches. but
Season was a great episode.
So
yeah, it was.
But yeah, this was well written, and they made their point.
They made their points. Right.
I'm okay
if we
with
don't
this.
agree with it.
I don't agree with it, but I think that it's a good review.
Idiot.
Jackass.
So real quick, I've been thinking about this. Would you want a prequel to this or a sequel?
A sequel.
There's already a prequel.
But it's not a movie, though.
It's a comic book.
It's a comic book.
But
we said 2012.
Imagine the sequel where Leslie Vernon is the Eugene character.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'm here for that.
He is the mentor of what's going on.
I think even if I liked it, it takes something away from the original if you do a sequel or a prequel. Let it be a standalone. Let it stand on its own legs.
I do agree with that too, though.
And because it was
years
it's
been
2000,
standing. It's been standing for 20
no, it's fine.
years.
And let it go on, because only now some people are finding it. Like I'm not the only one that hadn't seen this movie before. There's plenty of talk of people. You keep championing it, Dustin. You're like, you need to check this out. Have you ever heard of it? You like horror movies? Watch this. So to me, you're gonna water it down if you try to do anything else. It needs to stand where it is right now in history, in the pantheon of horror movies, and let it be. Just let it stand where it stands.
I agree with that. And the biggest reason I agree with that is the uniqueness of this movie. And Charlie, you can't disagree. This is a unique film.
I 100% agree with you.
Right.
100%.
A prequel, sequel, whatever, you can't do the same thing. It's going to have to be a straight up horror movie.
Right.
One way or the other. It's going to have to follow him. You can't just try to, I mean, Paranormal Activity did it because it was it was a family, and you kind of followed the family, all of the same idea. And that's why it worked for Hell House LLC. That's why it worked for that one too.
Hell House?
I love Hell House.
Yeah, but
Hell House.
Yeah, but
all three of those are well worth watching. I
Four.
love
The fourth one.
I haven't seen the fourth one yet.
It's
anyway,
good. It's like, never mind.
I don't know how you can. It's just going to have to be a regular slasher.
Yeah, it has to go. It has to elevate. It has to go to that next level.
You can't redo this. Like even Blair Witch didn't redo Blair Witch. You had that Book of
Shadows or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
Okay, yeah, but the 2018 Blair Witch tried to redo the Blair Witch,
right? But I didn't see that, so
and
I
it
can't
failed
speak
too.
for it.
Yeah, well, what they
failed.
did is they took it away from supernatural in that one and brought extraterrestrial into
Lord.
it.
Right?
Yeah,
And
I always like asking that because I feel like this movie has like that
question.
It's in like a category where I feel like it could benefit off of either one, to be honest. But I think the comic run was the smartest idea that they did.
Right, because you can do anything in that.
I feel like that's
no one ages. You can be the very next night, and I think it because the movie ends with you expecting a sequel. That is even better to not do a sequel. To always just leave it right there. That what happened to Leslie? Because, like he said, he's either dead, captured, or on the run. Leave it ambiguous after that.
Yep.
And then we find him in a sleep deprivation tank.
3 days later.
3 days later. All right. Well, that was this is the third.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4 for Anna April.
3 out of 4.
And I gotta say, I may not have liked the movie, but I really enjoyed the conversation.
Sweet.
I think
you.
a lot
That's
got
important.
said, and I agree with Little D where it was like it's nice to have someone that isn't always on everyone else's side on something, not a
Agreed,
full villain where you're not talking, but to where you're giving a counterpoint to things to get the conversation kind of
Right, yeah. You can respect
flowing.
it for what it is, but it's just not your thing.
I respect the movie.
Fair, man.
Absolutely,
I respect it as a film.
I dig it.
It's just not my bag.
Right.
I'm not always afforded that in February, though. Many times in February, I'm not even afforded that. You guys,
no. Motherfucker put underwear on his head, Pete. Like,
and it was hilarious.
What in your thought process where you're just like, this is going to be the greatest decision
One of his
I've
attacks
ever made.
was doing cartwheels with his penis on your face. It was
the
awesome.
greatest thing I ever did was ask Jody to marry me. Second, I brought Hentai Common on to give me back my action movies. Greatest accomplishments, Pete's list. Whenever he walks in his house, there's a whole whiteboard. Those two are right there. Okay, and I've had Jody's pie, so I understand number one.
It's been in your mouth, yes, sir.
I really need to try some of Jody's pie.
So warm.
And I got a camera waiting for you to. What?
camera. All right. Anna, what's next week's episode?
How about we talk about next week?
Quick, before Pete keeps talking.
So we're going to close it out with a banger. I really don't think anybody on the show dislikes this movie.
I do.
I think it's well liked by the majority of people, in my opinion. Charlie just got it on physical.
4K.
4K.
I've owned this.
Yeah.
I jumped up and got the 4K release of both movies.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Hell yeah, man.
I've got 2 copies of it.
We are covering Kill Bill Volume 1. And it's going to be a blast.
I've given you homework already.
I know. I'm going to try to get it watched before then.
Don't try. Do it.
I know.
Do I have to, she already gave me homework. Do I have to do your homework too?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen Lady
No.
Snowblood?
I like years and years and years
So he's
ago.
at least
I
seen
saw
it. I've never seen it.
I know the reference of it. I know why you said it, but I'm like, Anna already gave me an hour and a half of homework, and then Pete's trying to give me 2 more hours of homework.
It's fine. It's
I
fun.
don't like homework.
It's
almost like It's almost like RRR all over again.
Yeah. Well, that's only one movie. That was 3 hours long. Oh god.
It was an epic.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
It was worth it.
I did.
Time well
genuinely
spent,
felt bad
honestly.
about
You should go watch.
that. That sounds familiar.
That's the Scream
The
Bollywood.
Bollywood Scream.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's a real thing. It's a
It-
musical.
it's
called- Oh, I'm down.
Scream.
It combines Scream 1 and 2,
Pete?
essentially.
Wait.
He's looking it up right now, buddy.
It's literally called Shh.
Well, how many shh is in that?
How many
Oh, here it is. I got it. I found it.
It's on Scream
Enough.
Box.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh my god! Look at
Let's
this.
wrap it up, guys.
This is amazing.
Little D, do you want to tell the listeners what we've got going on at the Barren's Hideout podcast?
Oh my god! Every time we do this, it's like, what are we not doing?
Very true.
There's so much. When is this coming out? Probably
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, so it'll be like toward the end of April. We're getting close to our trip.
Where are they at, Anna?
We are going to Salem.
Where are they at?
What?
Little Mike's. Little Mike's.
Oh, they're
Little
right here.
Mike's. We're going to be at attending Salem Horror Fest from April 30th to May 4th. It's
Little
something
tiny Mike.
that we're super excited for. We're all going to be meeting each other in person for the first time, and I'm so amped for it. You know, we got some press passes, and we're going to be doing a lot of coverage over there. For those of you who don't know, which I know you probably do, Anna and Big D, you know, they're also part of my show, the Barren's Hideout podcast.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shit we got going on, but that's the big one. And there's a lot of really cool things that are going to be happening. And I got some little mics. We're going to be doing some on the floor interviewing or just kind of this banter and put a bunch of stuff out there. But yeah, for anybody who is in the area or if you want to travel out, tickets are on sale now. Salem Horror Fest.
Hell
Little
yeah.
D, I want to let you know on something.
Oh no.
I met my co-hosts, so don't get your hopes up.
Oh, that's mean. Look at Pete. Poor Pete.
No, not you, Pete. The other one.
Oh,
I know. I met Nate, and he left our ass in the ballroom and never came back.
See, I told you don't want to meet your co-host.
Nate went out to get a gallon of milk and just never returned.
Yeah, went to the hotel room and got a
Hey,
pizza
Dylan, put up
instead.
her cigarettes. I'll be right back.
That's right.
Never
Let's
came
be honest.
back.
He went for Taco Bell and a Dairy Queen Blizzard. Okay, we know exactly where he is.
God.
Yeah,
after
no doubt.
that.
He's got a shit fountain going on somewhere.
All
Shoot.
right. Pete really can't paint a picture.
Big D. What you
Nate's
got
the
going
one that
on?
paints his bathroom.
And well, first with Flicks. What you got going on with Flicks? What letter are we at now?
With this coming out in about 2 weeks, we will be at the letter N. What that is, I don't remember off the top of my head. I can find
Never
it real
ending story.
quick. No, that is going to be in our Sword and Sorcery month. N is it's Nightbreed. The movie I tried to get Nate. I tried to get Nate to come on for, and he said no.
Which version?
Wow.
Oh, probably the Cabal cut. The only way to watch
dude.
it.
Yep.
That's the way to go.
It's for Nightbreed. And yeah, we're having fun going through the alphabet. It's a ton of fun. except for not Jason X and Johnny English.
Paul,
What?
get it together,
Damn it,
bro.
Paul.
That's it.
Paul trumped Jason X with Johnny English.
Put a
Yes,
tariff on him.
I love me some Rowan Atkins, but it ain't Jason X, baby.
I know.
I know, man. I get his gripe. It was.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
I get the reason.
The co-host apologist.
You're
a Paul apologist.
What I love doing on the Barrens is why I don't do it on Flicks and Friends.
That's fair.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? So,
we should cover
but
all
yeah.
the Jason movies.
That's in my head.
No.
Don't worry, Anna. That's in
Those
my
are
head.
fun. They're so much fun, though.
I'm down, but Dustin had me shotgun Halloween last October.
Dude, it was a blast. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
anyways.
They were so much fun listening to.
There's a
Anyway.
Godzilla
wanna-
reference in Jason 3.
Charlie, I want to
Friday
plant this.
3 is a Godzilla reference.
I want to plant this seed now, Charlie.
We planting.
Huh?
What are we planting?
I'm planting because people who listen to Give Me Back listen to B Action.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly.
May will be our 1 year anniversary.
Yay!
Wow,
Oh,
dude.
cool.
We have something super rad lining up. We have.
Is it Commando?
I'm gonna say it now. It's gonna be a giveaway.
Oh, hell
we're doing.
yeah.
We're doing a giveaway.
So-
It'll be the last episode in May because also May is Mickey's birthday month.
The Silver Fox.
The Silver Fox himself
Yeah.
has gone backwards in time. He doesn't
Yeah.
age; he de-ages.
Oh, see, he's like
Yeah.
Merlin. Just call him Merlin.
Yeah. But yeah, no, B Action's
We're gonna
going
get started,
strong. Our 1 year anniversary, and then we're just going stronger from there, man. The amount of the list that we have that Mickey has made.
Mickey
for
made
this
a lot.
show is fucking unreal. So it's going to be a good time. I just wanted to put that out there now, and I want to start talking about it a little more for B Action.
That's totally fine.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, if everyone wants to continue following along with everyone here, you can always find us over on Facebook at Give Me Back My Action Movies, the Facebook group. Give Me Back My Horror Movies, the Facebook group. I'm pretty sure Barron's has a Facebook group or page at least.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin doesn't like Facebook. I know he's got one, but it's
Yeah.
he just it's just there. Pete
Yeah.
also once in a while will post something on there. When
We're
he's
all
done.
very active on Instagram.
Yeah, apparently
Yes.
Pete
I am.
deletes people off Facebook.
He does a lot. He's deleted me 7 times.
You better
somehow
not delete me.
I-
Pete, I will
himself.
cry if you delete me.
Yeah.
I
But
won't delete you, Hannah.
Okay.
you can
I remember your
also
name.
find all of us over on Instagram, except for Pete. All on Instagram under Give Me
Sorta
Back
on
My
Instagram.
Action. A little bit. Give Me Back My Action Movies. Give Me Back My Horror
How it
Movies.
works.
Anna is running the Nerd at the Movies, where she bridges the gap with our other brothers
so good.
and sisters in this
However you do
podcast
that.
world.
Did you just
Scissor?
That's what she did. That's what Anna just did.
I'm bridging the gap. You have to make it dirty. Pete's rubbing off on you.
Look how he's falling over.
You interrupted Charlie's nice closing monologue.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't even say anything.
I thought scissor counteracts scissor. Which
Shoot.
I don't know.
Right,
Is this a different move
And
than
Scissor
paper rock?
does paper, block
Right.
does scissor, scissor does scissor. That's the best.
I'm pretty sure that's what they said that one girl in this movie did.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is that what they're saying? Okay.
Wouldn't doubt it.
All right. Yeah, you can find all of us over on Instagram. You can find Dustin at his 17 profiles at Flicks and Friends Podcast, Dustin Elkin, Barron's. You can find Little D at the Barron's. And I don't know if you have any other profiles, Dustin. Like I
much
said,
that one.
Anna at the Nerd at the Movies, Pete at Good Beer Bad Movie Night, and all the other shows that we support and promote. You heard the commercials, you know where to find us, and that is the best place to find all of us. Anything else? Is that it?
I just
No,
want to
Charlie.
say,
No. Oh.
I just want to say thank you guys for inviting me on.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm excited.
It was great.
Your first time.
You know, yeah, always fun guesting on other shows and just kind of, getting into other cultures and their shows.
We are
I
a
know.
whole separate culture over here.
Getting
And
just
Charlie,
kick
you've been
back
on
and guest.
you've been on the Barron's Hideout podcast a couple of times. Pete, you've been
I have.
on
I have,
once
yeah.
when we did
Yeah.
that. So
Oh,
it's
that
been a
was
lot
it.
of
That's right.
lot
That
of
was
fun
the one
stuff.
that
you
So,
out. You're not supposed
What?
to get out. Oh yeah.
Every once in a while.
They had to use a wishing stone to get you on spoils. How the fuck the Barrens get you out?
They had to use up
We
one
got
of
the
their
pole
wishes.
power. What can I say?
Anna said, "Pete, we're doing a movie with tits in it. You want to come over?" And he said, "Yes."
Yes,
that's how it. That's how it
It's
happens.
that easy.
That easy.
Yeah.
We're covering a movie that's
oh,
half a porno. Okay, when?
He said Kid Cudi's in it. Where?
I got some vampire movies I could suggest.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
I think that's how Jody proposed to him originally. I'm not 100% sure. So
Kid Cudi?
No, there's some tits involved. Yeah. We gotta get out of here. We're done. We're done. We're
Bye,
done.
y'all.
We'll see y'all next week.
You know, Kelly is kind of a hoe name. I was thinking that just a minute ago.
Kelly. It's better than Karen.
Yeah,
I was
Karen.
thinking Karen the entire
Karen
time.
was just
Why
bitch
does
the
a
entire
woman
movie.
who is sexually charged a hoe? Maybe she's just.
It's just the stereotype. I don't care. I'm sex positive. If you want to do your thing, have at it. But as far as the movie's
get it.
concerned,
Go
she
get
was a
hop
hoe.
on that.
She
Fucking enjoy
she
life.
sure did.
She was enthusiastically
Riding
Charlie,
that horse.
I will defend this movie to my dying breath.
I'm right there with you, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm just letting you know.
And-
Like, what
Charlie
literally
didn't
just
say anything.
happened.
No,
I'm not saying
Charlie
I'm not saying
criticized, but he
he's-
didn't.
I'm not saying he was shitty.
poo-poo
But
it.
what I'm saying is,
He didn't
Charlie
hate
just
it.
experienced what happens to me sometimes on B Action. When
Yeah,
Charlie and
I
Mickey
knew
are
I
just
was-
fucking gung ho, I was like, man, I really wish I was that energetic with it.
Oh, I relate to that 100%. With some of the pics I've been
Project
on with
Metal
you guys.
Beast.
Yeah, Project
Look,
Metal Beast.
out-
Kroll, TC
I have-
2000.
Yeah,
Just
like-
listen
You
to
take
February.
that back
Yeah,
right now.
See what happens? See what happens when you let them just do? Well, I'll just say this: I have no problem being your nemesis.